Hello, my friend. Good to see you on the mat. Today, in this 25-minute yoga class, we are focusing on moving with intention. Our whole theme during this entire workout is to see how carefully we can move from one pose to the other, thinking of the transition as a pose in itself, enjoying the space in between, the journey to one pose to the next. So finding a few breaths to center yourself. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, plant the right arm, left reaches overhead, side stretch. Exhale to plant that left hand and reach the right back for a little twist. One more breath. And then exhale through center. Inhale, raise the arms. And drop the left hand. Big full breath here. We're going to wake up the body before we work it all out. Planting the right hand, finding your twist. Already beginning to notice the breath and coming into your center. Exhale back to neutral spine, taking the hands behind the lower back. Inhale, lift the chest high. Open up through the chest, the diaphragm, the heart center. Exhale, take the hands overhead to fold. Stay here for about 2 breaths. And inhale, raise the chest. We'll do this one more time. Exhale, fold. Lifting the chest on your next inhale, releasing the hands, and coming to face the front of the mat if you weren't already. Planting the feet and opening up the hips with a few seated windshield wipers. Starting slow, and then maybe adding in a little twist for the lower back. Really warming up the legs and the lower body. We'll be giving them quite a workout today. Enjoying this movement, evening yourself out, and then planting the feet, pressing through the hands to send the hips up, upward facing plank. Feet are planted, squeezing through the glutes. And exhale to drop the hips and lift the legs into boat pose, keeping them nice and long. Sucking the navel into the spine, taking the chest as close to the legs as possible. You got this. Ignite the fire. Beautiful. Last breath, and exhale to cross at the ankles, tabletop pose. Turn to the side of the mat, facing the long edge. Engage the glutes, ground down through the palms. And inhale, lift the right knee out to hip height. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, squeeze and lift, and release. Last time. This time, extend the leg long, hold. Exhale, plant the foot. Inhale, reach the chest up. And take a beautiful big full body stretch to the side. One breath here. And exhale, windmill around, planting the left hand. Opening up the other side before reaching for the top ankle. Pulling the foot behind you, opening up through the inner groins, feeling a nice stretch in the front of the leg. Replacing that foot, taking the hands in front and finding a few rounds of cat-cow, still with the leg extended. Moving with the breath, noticing how it is in the body. Are you already breathing a little bit faster? Do you already feel heat? After we're finished with our last round, we'll keep that right leg extended and come to a seat side straddle. This is a transitional pose as we head into pigeon. Flipping over onto the left knee, find your position before walking the hands out, extending the left arm and sending the right underneath for a little thread the needle variation. Lying down over the front knee, breathing. We'll stay here for a few breaths, opening up the hips. And exhale to gently lift up, coming into a mermaid variation of your choice. Maybe reaching for the opposite arm for the foot. Maybe clasping the hands together, placing the foot inside the elbow. And exhale, release with love, coming up into plank pose, nice and strong. Then send the hips back, downward facing dog. Coming into a few spinal rolls. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, roll through plank, bend the knees, and back to downward facing dog. Taking about 2 or 3 more of these, moving with your breath, just waking up the spine. Find one more big spinal roll before meeting back in tabletop, turning to the side of the mat for the other side. This big dynamic warm-up. Ground down through the hands, squeeze the glutes, and send the left knee out to hip height. Moving with your breath. And extending the leg long on the third. Exhale, plant the foot. Inhale, lift the chest. And big side stretch, spiraling the heart open. Exhale, windmill around. Are you moving as carefully as you can? Check in with yourself here. And then take the ankle, opening the hips. Moving with love and intention. Exhale to release. Sending the hands in front of the hips, cat-cow. Full body breaths. Send a loving oxygen to the brain and body. And then taking your seat, finding side straddle. And exhale, coming into pigeon. Right knee is in front. One big breath to settle in. And then extend that right arm. Fingertips reach out as the left arm crosses underneath. Let yourself melt down here. Enjoy this few moments of surrender and relaxation. We're about to really get the blood pumping. Breathe into the glutes, into the hips. Release tension. And inhale, lift the chest, reaching for the ankle, coming into whatever variation suits you. Heavenly Spirit pose, full King Pigeon. Exhale to release, plank pose, and step or jump up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach through the crown of the head, and exhale, fold. 2 more times, lift and fold. Wake up the backs of the legs, say hello to your hamstrings. And inhale, root to rise, hands come above the head. Exhale, heart center. Ground down through the feet, mountain pose. Inhale, hands high, exhale, dive. Halfway lift, plant the hands, step or jump, plank pose, chaturanga. Taking a nice and controlled vinyasa. Downward facing dog, send the hips high. Gaze at the hands, make your way to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, fold, and inhale, chair. Sinking the hips, reach the fingertips up. Active in the quads and the glutes. Here we go, lifting up onto the balls of the feet, inhale. Exhale, slowly sink the hips down towards the heels. Keep your focus. Inhale, lift the hips up, back into our tippy toe chair. Then exhale, lower the heels and fold. Finding a little sun salutation B. Step back into plank, find your vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Right leg comes high into warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, step it back. Vinyasa. Move with the breath. Left leg, warrior one. And vinyasa. Stepping back up to chair pose. Nice and strong, feel the heat. Connect to your power and exhale, mountain pose. Take one big breath here. Then slowly roll down. Plant the hands and step back into downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, in through the chest, and plant in between the hands, low lunge. Arms reach, inhale. Exhale, revolve to the left. Inhale, reach the right arm high. Coming into Skandasana, side lunge. See if we can make this a handless transition. The left knee is bent. Dropping the right knee, 90-90 lunge, cross the left over the right, cow face pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach for the fingertips. One breath. Then release the hands Step back through your 90-90 lunge, left foot first. Come up into stork pose. Right knee comes into the chest. Exhale, warrior 3. Nice and strong. Shiva squat. Tap the back standing leg. Warrior 3. Step back, high crescent lunge. And exhale, warrior 2 to the other side. Right knee in front. Release into extended side angle. Straighten the front leg, revolved triangle. Exhale, triangle pose, hips are back. Plant that hand on the other side of the foot and step up into half moon, keeping the hips square. Use your breath. Stay here or reach for the top ankle, coming into sugarcane pose. Breathing. Exhale, release. Plant that left foot, sweep the right leg up, three-legged dog. Take a one-legged vinyasa. And then step the right foot into the chest, low lunge, repeating on the other side. Seeing how fluid you can make this sequence now that we know what our body will do. Low lunge, preparing for Skandasana. Drop the left knee, 90-90 lunge, cow face pose. Building up your strength, using your stabilizer muscles. Making our practice strong, making our body and mind strong. Exhale, stepping back up through 90-90. Left knee comes into the chest, stork pose. Warrior 3, sweep the leg back. Tapping the standing leg. And exhale, big high crescent lunge. Warrior 2 to the back of the mat. An extended side angle. Revolve your triangle, big full body reach. And exhale, triangle pose. Preparing for your half moon, bending the front knee and stepping up. Stacking the hips, squeezing the glutes. And maybe making your way into sugarcane pose. Feeling warmed up and ready to rock. Exhale, step that right leg back, sweeping the left up, three-legged dog. One-legged vinyasa. Beautiful. Left knee comes in through the chest, high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chest meets thigh. Inhale, sweep into triangle pose. Find full body activation and lift the arms, extending them to the side. Extended side angle. Ground down through the left hand and find your side plank, stacking the feet. Bending the top leg, sending it back. Wild thing, open up through the chest. Big breath. Then release and plant the bum, keeping the right knee bent. Finding a little twist here. Counterbalancing the back bend with a nice spinal twist. And exhale, circle around plank pose. Right knee comes in through the chest, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Triangle pose. And lifting the arms, reaching for the side. Bend the knee, extended side angle. ground down through the hand, side plank, stack the feet, bend the top leg, and extend it back, sending the chest up and releasing down onto the bum whenever you're ready. Finding our nice twist. I'm sure you're enjoying this one. And we'll be preparing to cool down the body. So take note of your breath and make your way into staff pose. Just feeling the body, maybe feeling some sweat trickle down your back, noticing your heart beating, your beautiful body taking care of itself. And exhale, reach for the feet. Not forcing your breath to slow down, just noticing where it's at. Letting it naturally release and calm as we gently stretch. Find your last breath. Then lift the chest, take the feet into bound angle, sending the soles together, reaching through the crown of the head, finding length in the spine, holding the big toes with your peace fingers. Opening through the groins, and seeing if we can make this transition, holding on to the feet, roll onto the back into happy baby. I thought that was a fun one. Just enjoy the breath, the support of the mat. Take one big inhale and exhale. Let the knees come together, arms fall to the sides, and find a little twisting flow, really working through the lower back. Letting the knees fall to one side to the other. Or maybe we find a static twist. Listen to your body and what it's calling for. We did all the hard work, and now we can just relax. Extending the legs up and coming into supported shoulder stand. Squeezing through the glutes, holding here for one breath, and then releasing one leg, toes touch behind the head. Feeling the back of the leg. Then exhale, squeeze together, and send the other leg back. And taking the legs back together, letting them fall over the head, bending the knees, coming into ear pressure pose. Only if that feels good. We'll be making our way into our final resting pose in just a moment. You can always meet us there. And I encourage you to find any other little stretches you might need or movements before finding your final resting pose. Taking anything else so that we can feel fully comfortable. Knowing all of the work is done. There is nothing else to do but just be with the body. Notice how you feel. Tap back into the breath. And maybe set an intention for the rest of your day. Maybe you'll stick with this theme of moving intentionally. And see how many more little details you notice when you move with intention. Listening to the sound of your breath. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful practice with me. I really hope you enjoyed this class and got a nice workout. I'll see you next time on the mat.